In this lesson, you will verify the building, space, and zone information and view graphical representations of the spaces to verify space boundaries and volumes. Click the menu browser and select Open, and from the Training Files Imperial Mechanical Systems folder, open the file RME Mech Analysis 01. Let's verify building information. In the project browser, double-click Level 1 Zoning to make it the active view. Then click the Analyze tab, and from the Reports and Schedules panel, click Heating and Cooling Loads. Let's view a space. In the Heating and Cooling Loads dialog, in the Preview pane, on the View cube, click the corner where the top, front, and left corners converge to orient the model. Then, on the View selector, located below the Preview pane, verify that Wireframe is selected. Wireframe displays the volume of a space measured by the interior boundaries. Click the Details tab and expand 1 South Lounge and select 109 Lounge and click Highlight. When you do, the space for 109 Lounge highlights in red. Click Highlight again to deactivate the highlight tool. Next, click Isolate. The space displays while all other spaces are hidden. From the list of spaces, select South Lounge. Now all spaces in the zone display in isolation. Click Isolate again to deactivate the tool. Next, you will verify information that will be used during a heating and cooling loads analysis of the space. Select 109 Lounge, and below the list of spaces and zones, for space type, click Browse. In the Space Type Settings dialog, scroll down and select Lounge Recreation and click OK. For construction type, verify that building is selected, and for people, click Browse, and in the People dialog, verify that default is selected for occupancy and for heat gain per person, and click OK. Then, for electrical loads, click Browse, and in the Electrical Loads dialog, verify that default is selected for lighting and power, and click OK. Next, you will verify information that will be used during a heating and cooling loads analysis of the zone. Select South Lounge, and for service type, verify that building is selected, and verify that the heating, cooling, and outdoor air informations match this dialog. Next, we will use the shading view to examine the inner volume of the model for voids. On the View selector, click Shading. Then highlight and isolate 109 Lounge. Then deactivate the Isolate view and zoom to the corner of the building. Notice that there is a void in a second floor plenum space. Let's add a space to fill that void. Click Cancel to close the Heating and Cooling Loads dialog. Then, in the project browser, under MEP Plenum Floor Plans, open the view Level 2 Plenum. Then, from the Analyze tab's Spaces and Zones panel, click Space, and on the options bar, for upper limit, select Level 3, and for offset, enter 0, and click in the empty plenum area to place the space, and then click Modify. Then select the space, and from the Element Properties drop-down, select Instance Properties, and under Identity Data, for number, type 212p, and for name, select plenum, and under Energy Analysis, select plenum, and click OK. Next, we'll add the plenum space to a zone. In the drawing area, select the zone that includes all plenum spaces for level 2, which is named 2 plenum. Then, from the Zone panel, click Edit Zone. Then, with the Add Space tool active, select the space plenum 212p. Then, click Finish Editing Zone. Then, open the Heating and Cooling Loads dialog and verify that the space 212p under the zone 2 plenum has replaced the void. Then, close the file without saving it, as the next lesson will provide its own training file, and that concludes this lesson.